Dr. Kevin Kostka here again, and what I want to talk about today is some peripheral neuropathy exercises. So when Caleb and I are here in the clinic, we often get asked, what are some really good exercises for somebody that has peripheral neuropathy? So we thought we'd put together a quick little video here, the top 3 exercises that we show somebody. They're really quick and easy. It's not too steep of a gradient, so it's not very difficult to do, but we can always progress these exercises as well. So the first one that we're going to work on is basically like some nerve glide. So it's a very, very low level nerve glide. So you got the tingling, you got the burning, you have that numbness in your feet, and that can often cause some scar tissue and some limitation of range of motion in your feet. So all we're trying to do is get these, get the nerves and get the muscles moving a little bit better. So if the first way you can do it is just actually by sitting in this position here. But if this one's challenging, I'm going to ask Caleb to scoot back a little bit. Perfect. And with his feet here, all I'm going to ask him to do, so that's actually putting one of the nerves kind of on stretch here. And what I'm going to ask him to do is just kind of pull this foot up and then back down, straight back down. It's just almost like an ankle pump right there as he pulls it up and down. Okay? Then what he's going to do is I'm going to have him go in and out. Now the trick with this one is making sure people often when they try to bring it in, they want to roll their leg in like that. And that's something that we want to try to avoid. And I don't want you to hold your leg there. I'd rather you really work on that exercise without doing that mentally, without having to control that. So you're going to move it in and out into that direction. Okay? Easy enough. So the next progression, you're actually going to take slide down to the edge here. Perfect. And then you can do it actually in this type of position. There and there. Okay? And then you can actually bring it in and out, because what I'm going to want you to do at that point is then come up and back and back down again. So we'll start to get that nerve to glide, and then if we keep progressing through, we start adding the trunk and start adding the neck to create some more tension on that nerve. So that's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2 is something that we call a towel scrunch. So we'll use just a basic towel right here, and give me one real quick second. I'm going to bring this over, and all we're going to work on, so I'm just, since we have a rubber surface here, I'm getting something a little bit slicker, so at home use some hardwood or some linoleum. We can always kind of take a seat on here too. I'll grab a chair for Caleb right here. So Caleb, take you a seat there. Very easy one to start with. And all he's going to do down here, if you want to come around to this angle, you can. We're going to be working on trying to make a little arch right here inside that foot and start to crunch that towel. And so that really helps to build what's called the intrinsic muscles, fancy word, but it's basically the small little muscles inside the foot that don't cross that ankle joint. Okay? Very easy. Now, another variation of that, once you can get this, that's a very difficult exercise. Might take you about 2 weeks or so to really get that motor program going in your brain. But the other way to do it as well is to actually start to use those toes and make little wrinkles in that towel. And then you can actually push them back out with your toe. All right? And then finally, the last one that we're going to do are heel raises. So I'm going to have you just sit here first, bring your feet here. And again, the very initial stage of this is just trying to lift up in the air and back down. Once those become easy, once you can do 30 in a row without that making you sore, then we'll actually stand up. And we'll actually have him go up on his toes. He's actually using a hand for balance over there. And then he's going to control that back down. And then there's often progressions based off of that too. All right, so those are the top 3 exercises that will typically show somebody with peripheral neuropathy down in their feet. So thank you for tuning in, and can't wait to see you soon.